Guys, TikTok is blowing up everywhere for e-commerce. It's never been more popular right now. I've seen it everywhere. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram. TikTok is on TikTok. It's everywhere. I can't believe it. It's finally getting recognition, and I'm here to talk about it again in another video. I'm gonna be talking about how we're using TikTok to absolutely blow up our sales for our e-commerce brand, and I'm gonna tell you all the secret sauce here. So let's do it, and we'll see you. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to eCom Street, the best channel for e-commerce content. You're not gonna find a channel like this that's actually talking about TikTok on a consistent basis and just general love for e-commerce. I don't think you'll find two guys that just love e-commerce as much as we do. So I'm here again to talk about TikTok and what it's done for our business and how you can replicate the exact same things that we use for our business. So if you actually checked out my Twitter, I just started writing threads on there, believe it or not, and I've seen quite a little bit of growth. I have like 200 followers right now. And Corey actually has about like a couple of thousand followers, I believe, but I've been writing threads on there about TikTok. And if you've come from my Twitter and you're seeing this video, then you'll probably know most of what I'm going to be talking about today. But if not, and if you're new, welcome. Please give this video a like and subscribe. I know you'll love it, and it will really, really help us with the YouTube algorithms. If you have an e-commerce brand, you have a drop shipping store, you have something that's online, you're selling a product to somebody, and you need a good way of marketing it to them for free without using a shitload of money up front, TikTok Organic is your best route to do this. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. We have proof. We have the results. I'm going to show you guys everything. Before you guys start using TikTok, okay? Obviously you got to have something in mind. You know, you got to have your store running. You got to have your product running, whatever it may be. You might be like a multi-million-dollar brand. You might be a six-figure brand. You might be a five-figure brand, okay? You need to know, this is the number one thing you need to know before you start anything on TikTok. You got to understand who your audience is and what they like. So me personally, our shapewear brand, PG Shapewear, I've never worn my products before. I mean, if I could put them on, sure, but I won't be using them. Like, I won't be wearing them out to go anywhere because our brand isn't targeted towards men. It's targeted towards women. So I can't physically use my products, but I've done the research myself and I know my customer better than anybody else right now. You got to understand who your customer is. You got to understand what your audience is. You got to know their habits, their tendencies, what they do, what they like, where they shop, what they do on a Saturday afternoon, what they do with their boyfriend at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if that's important to you, but it might be important for us. Like, you got to know these things. You got to understand who your customer is. You got to understand who they are. I mean, their name, their mom's middle name, their dog's name. Maybe not that in depth, but you got to really, really understand who they are. And once you understand who these people are, you'll be able to create these videos with more leverage, okay? So I'll put it this way. You just start filming a product like we do on the floor. Like you've seen, I'm sure you've seen our videos before, or if you're new here, maybe you haven't, but you know, we used to film stuff on the floor. But if you don't know what triggers your customers, so like you don't know the keywords or key habits or tendencies that could really relate to them, you're not going to do well, and you have to understand where they're coming from. So please do your research, gather customer surveys, go online, look at your competitors, go into Reddit communities, go into Twitter communities, see what stuff they're commenting about. Do all that stuff. It will help you in the mean run. I don't want to direct this video towards that, but do that. Seriously, it will help you and it will get you better leverage. Understand your customer, understand your audience, know what they like, know what tendencies they have, know what habits they have, then you can start making your TikToks. Number 2 here. So now once you understand that stuff, guys, you're going to want to get to the actual video creation on TikTok. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward. And again, I want to give you guys a quick note. A good product will find customers whether your video is flashier or not. So what does this mean? It means that your videos don't have to be the best looking. They don't have to be pretty. They don't have to be fancy. They can simply just be a video that's good enough to get someone's attention and have that person buy it. But what matters is the product. And obviously there's other variables, but the number one thing is the product. But your videos do not have to be fancy. You can take the exact same approach that me and Corey did back in 2020 when we were filming stuff on the floor. And we were literally just putting stuff on the floor with a blanket and filming it. It was that easy. It was that simple. And we were getting millions of views. It was crazy. And I couldn't believe it myself. I never thought it would have worked until we tried it. And bam, we grew our TikTok account to over 150K followers. About 47 million views across our shapewear page without other viral videos being included in that number. It's been an absolute ride. And this method is perfect if you have low capital. You don't have a lot of money to spend on content? Great. Grab your product on the floor, start filming it, and go right ahead. Go crazy. Once you have your method figured out, this is the third thing you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna actually want to start filming the video. So generally what we do is we would film videos first and then add sounds to it. So a lot of people like to take the approach of basing a video off the trend. So they'll do a lot of like trend research. They'll go on their For You page and they'll start looking for different trends to follow and match it with the product. But we never really did that. What we would do is actually create the video and then go on their For You page afterwards and find a viral sound to go with it. Now you can do this any way you really want to go about doing it, but I'll show an example right here of what we did. And essentially all we did was just we put that video into Adobe Premiere, found a viral song that was just super popular at the time. We put it into the video, it was 8 seconds long, and that's it. It blew up. I'll talk more about finding sounds later and then the actual like criteria for a TikTok video, but let's just start with the basics here. But yeah, that's essentially all we do. So we can take different routes about doing it, but that's what we do. So we'll create the video first on the floor or in Adobe Premiere, and then we'll find a viral sound to go with it. So now going to the structure of the video. So I've talked about this in a lot of my other YouTube videos, but I'm gonna repeat it again just for the sake of this video. I'll put the structure right here. Every video made follows this structure. So we have our hooker statement, which is the first 3 seconds. So that's like your first initial like scroll stopper, the first 3 seconds. And then we have the statement feature, which is the next 2 seconds. So that could just be like a statement about the product or a feature about the product, like something the product has. And then followed by another statement or feature. The next one is a statement or a benefit. So a benefit is actually like an emotional value the product will give to somebody. So, our products, they make our customers more slim, more slender, more compressed in their clothing. So that's like an emotional benefit. They feel more confident, they feel more elevated, they feel great. So that's like an emotional benefit. So like versus a feature and a benefit, you see the difference there. A feature is like something the product has, whereas a benefit is something that affects the customer emotionally. So that's important to have in every single video. And then finally the call to action, which is just like shop now, or like the brand name of your company, whatever it is. That is the call to action. You put that at the end of every single video. So in total, the video is roughly 8 to 12 seconds long, and we follow that exact same sequence for pretty much all of our videos. It hasn't been any much different in the last while, so that's pretty much what we follow. And again, guys, the reason for such short videos is because our attention spans are getting smaller by the day, and people don't have the time. It's sad to say, but people don't have the time to just watch a video they're not interested in, right? Why would they? They just want to see something they'll like. They don't have to think about it, and they just want to scroll on to the next thing, right? I think we'll be vegetables one day at one point when we're 80 and we can't think anymore because our brains are just slowly deteriorating as we keep watching these kind of videos. But you get the point, right? Like everything has to be slow, fast and choppy so that you can grab people's attention. It's true. And in order to do this is just having different angles, whether it be a different angle of the product, different text, different animations, different zoom angles, anything that you can do within a couple second span in each clip, it definitely works. You definitely don't want to just have like a 15-second video rolling, like this, and there's no attention grabbing, right? So that's super, super important. And now again, so the next thing, guys, is more of like the text that's actually in the video. So the actual like copy that's in the video in the TikTok. So generally what we like doing for our brand is we'll make up like a fake scenario or somewhat relevant scenario that applies to our brand. So we have a really good example here. It was this wedding video that got millions of views. And what we did was we pretended, or we'd said like, oh, like my wedding's in 4 days. My wedding's in 5 days, and it's coming up, and I need a shaper to wear under it. And we made that video, and I'll put the example right here. We made up that scenario, but it was very, very scarce. It was very like, a lot of people wanted to see what happened because it was like, oh my God, someone has a wedding in 5 days, but they're not ready. And it's just stuff like that. It's very creative, and the way to spark your creative thinking is honestly just sitting there and really going to depth with yourself, with the brand, and just writing stuff down. Like that's how I did it. I'd write stuff down on a piece of paper and just thought, okay, like what's relevant to my brand? I wrote down all the relevance in it, all the relevant areas, and I just thought of scenarios because sometimes I could get pretty creative, and I just, even if it's like the most silliest scenario you can think of, just write it down anyways. And then maybe if it sounds too silly, maybe, correct it a bit. But just go off with that. Like people like silliness, people like craziness, and that's what we did. Like that's how we did it. Now, okay, so let's talk about the sounds really quick. So with viral sounds, what you want to do is essentially just go on your For You page. This is really important. If you guys want to like save this part of the video, with download or something, save it. There's a couple of things with sound. So I'll tell you some tips, and I'll tell you like the methods that we do to find a sound. So number one tip is being early. So what you want to do is find sounds that are essentially very, very early and that haven't been used. So the reason why a lot of our videos have gone viral is because there's only a couple people using these sounds, and they're only like hours old, like for real. Like we found one sound that was like 2 hours old, and there's already like 3 or 4 videos that have used it, but we caught on to that trend and we ended up being the most popular video for that sound, just because of, you know, how crazy the video was, like what we added. But the sound really helped because, you know, the TikTok's algorithm really puts your video out there if you have a viral sound. So you want to be early to finding a sound. Something else we've also done too is just looking for popular music. So whatever's out right now. So for example, like, you know, say Drake releases a new song or Gunna releases a new song, Pushin P, you know, you want to go to the Hot 100 charts on Apple Music or Spotify, whatever it may be, and just find what songs are trending, and then go on TikTok and see if they're there and see if there's any like remixes or mashups, because they'll guaranteed be something after 24 hours. It's ridiculous how quick someone will take a sound and make a remix of it. And you want to use sounds like that because they're just trending, right? Like it's a no-brainer that if Drake drops a song, it's going to be on TikTok. Like someone's going to mash up a part about him singing about women, and there's going to be a girl that's like in her bedroom and she's like wishing that she was with Drake. Like it's going to happen, right? Like that's guaranteed. It happens, right? So you want to be on top of those trends, and you want to be on top of the charts and just seeing what comes out. And it's not hard. You can do this. It doesn't require a degree. It doesn't require much talent, to be honest. Like it's just, you go there, you just got to be smart with it. You know what I mean? Like just be first, and you can even create your own sound too. So I haven't had much experience with this, but I know a lot of people that create their own sounds, and they go viral, or like artists that they create their own sound. Like they say like this is my unreleased SoundCloud song, and they make a viral video, and then everyone's using that song just because it's viral, and like it doesn't matter why if it's shit or if it's good, or, you know, like people are going to use that sound regardless because it's viral. And it's just like a snowball effect, right? Like say you make a video and it's already going viral because of the sound, and there's just, you know, 100 other people that are going to use it, and then 1,000 people are going to use it, then 10,000 people are going to use it, and it's just crazy. You can try anything, honestly, and that stuff works. But the general method for finding these sounds, and what we do, like I've said before, is just simply go on your For You page, keep scrolling, go like this, scroll, and then what you want to do is go to the bottom of that sound, and then see how old the sound is. So generally, like our time frame for the sounds that we use, so at the sound must be at most 1 week old, so it can't be older than that, and the sound has to be at least 8 seconds long. So like I said, our videos are 8 to 12 seconds long, so that's generally the rule of thumb for finding sounds. We use that criteria, and it's really, really easy. Like just go on your For You page. We have, so like the next part would be hashtags. So hashtags aren't like super important, but they are important if you know, you can find relevant hashtags related to your brand, and I'm sure you can. So like for us, like with our shapewear brand, we always include like dress hashtags, like dresses or bras or best dresses, backless dresses, partying, clubbing, all that kind of stuff, because we know that's what people are interested in, and it works, right? Like essentially what we do is we add our name hashtag, so like our company PG Shapewear will add it, and then we'll put relevant hashtags beside it, and all that does is just increase brand awareness, because if someone looks up your brand, it's a lot easier to find if you do have a popular hashtag versus when you don't, and especially if there's relevancy towards your brand, like with the other hashtags. You know, if you can rank number 1 for a hashtag that's named coffee, for example, like coffee is such a common thing, and your brand's like number 1, number 2, number 3, even like number 20, you know, it comes up. Like coffee is the most common word, and you know, we're ranking like number 1 for names like shapewear, for dresses. So you know, they're pretty popular things. So just think of like common words, or even you can even make up some hashtags too, like coffee lovers 22 or something, and like, you know, just because that hashtag's trending, then other people are going to want to use it, and it just boosts your video. Again, like this all has to do with the snowball effect. So put relevant hashtags, make up your own, put your brand's hashtag, and you're golden. So then the next thing is the caption. So the caption's almost like a headline to your like think of it as like a Facebook ad caption, like that, except you don't want to be salesy. You want your caption to be like suspenseful, for example. So like in that wedding video I made, I basically just took like the 3-second scroll stopper, or like a part of the video, and I added it as the caption. That's generally what I do for the captions. I'll take a text from the video and just add it, and it'll usually be from like the first or like the last section of the video, and I'll just add it there and make it really suspenseful. And that generally seems to work, because if you have a suspenseful caption, people just want to watch it more, instead of saying like for that wedding video, for example, like say I just put like, this wedding dress is so nice with this backless shaper, like it's so boring, right? Instead I just took, my wedding's in 5 days, OMG, and they're gonna be like, what, your wedding's in 5 days, like what happened? And they're gonna want to watch the 15-second video, right? So you just have to really think of it like that. Get on your customer standpoint, understand where they're coming from and what they would be interested in. And that's pretty much it, guys. This was kind of like a little mini course, I would say. It's not too long, but it's basically just a recap of my thread, but just a bit more in depth, like I said. So I'll post the recap here on the screen just so you can see like the order of what I just talked about. And I really hope you enjoyed that, honestly. I didn't talk about anything too much different. I kind of just took like all of like my TikTok videos, even like our TikTok course that we have. I kind of just like condensed it into like one mini course right now. And I really hope you take away a lot from this, and I hope you can implement it into your brand, into your company. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to, leave a comment and subscribe. Really help us with the YouTube algorithms as well, because we're trying to grow this channel and have a pretty big audience. So I really appreciate the time you guys watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and let me know if you have any questions.